Hi everyone, Ed here from Shades of Vengeance. I'm going to show you a little bit about Era of the Chosen character creation today, and in order to do that I'm going to show you one of my favourite characters from the original playtest, Diego Garcia. So Diego Garcia is a member of the Garcia clan, which is one of the major clans of Chosen, and he has a quirk of gung-ho. So he's known for his entire life that he was going to be Chosen. He can't wait to get out there and start blowing stuff up, because the Garcia have a tendency to do that. And he is more than happy to be able to do that finally, now that he's finally finished his training as a Chosen. He's part of the Garcia clan, and that's very important which clan you're a part of, because it gives you many different opportunities in character creation. There are unique pieces of equipment for each clan, there are unique abilities for the clans, and there are unique specialties as well. So do choose your clan carefully. There's a little bit of briefing on the Kickstarter about what means what. There's all the normal stuff you'd expect to see from an Era D10 game, the hobby, height, weight, age, and the concept for the character. I'm going to leave these blank for now, but there's plenty of space, along with the background section at the bottom of the character sheet here, so that you can very easily, fill in any details you want about your character. I'm also going to fill in that he's level 1 with this lovely, I love this new portal icon that Keith's created for the character sheet. So he's level 1, and I'm now going to begin putting his stats into place. So first of all, I've got the attributes here, and it's 6, 5 and 4 in any order in any of the rows. So I'm actually going to begin with a 6 down here. That's going to be 2 dexterity, and I'm going to give him a nice lot of wits, because he's going to be doing a lot of shooting guns. And a little bit of luck, because that never hurts, especially in the Lost Lands. In terms of stamina, I'm going to give him 2 of those, and I'm going to give him 3 willpower. Notice that these are in addition to the blacked out dots, which are always filled in for every character. So this is in addition to the 1 that you begin with in every stat. Finally, I'm going to give him his 4 remaining points are going to go 2 in strength, 1 in intelligence, and 1 in charisma. So he's got a fair number of talents here, and next I'm going to go ahead and do his skills. Now we've got the brawl, so I'm going to give him 1 brawl. Oh, I didn't mention, it's 11, 7 and 4 points in any order once again for the various personal, technical and interaction skills. Now he's going to go quite heavily into technical because that's where gunnery lives, and he's very much a gunnery and potentially some explosives for him. But I'm going to start with brawl, and I'm going to give him 1 brawl. I'm going to give him 3 investigation, because if you can't see, you definitely can't shoot something. And I'm going to give him 1 melee, because he does like to mix it up. And Garcia, in fact, often learn melee, even though bladed weapons are less commonly used. And finally, I'm going to give him 2 survival, which will really be him being able to survive in this horrible, rather unhospitable environment of the Lost Lands. So I'm going to do the easy one next, and I'm going to do interaction. So I'm going to put 1 point in commercial of his 4 that I'm going to put in interaction. I'm going to put 2 in instruction. That's 1, 2. And finally, I'm going to put 1 more in persuasion. So he's got a little bit of a spread of talents there. Now finally, I've got obviously the technical skills, and I'm going to invest quite heavily in gunnery for him. The exact reason why is going to become clear a little later. So I'm going to put 6 points. Now notice that there are 2 points here, which means that this 5th point here is worth 2 points. You have to spend 2 points to put 1 in it, so he's gone up to 5 gunnery by spending 6 points. Now, you never know what might go wrong, so he has at least a basic medical training, and he's going to like his explosives a fair bit as well, so I'm going to give him 2 in explosives. I think I'm going to finish off with 1 or 2 in construction. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to do 2 in construction. Now construction lets you build walls or fortifications. It also lets you reinforce buildings or anything like that. It can also allow you to understand whether an explosive will cause a rock to fall on nearby enemies. I mean, that may be explosives or it may be construction, depending on the GM's discretion. And that's really why I've given him 2 construction for that. Now, I'm now going to do his Derive Stats. So I'm going to start with his health. So his health is stamina plus size. Now his size is 5 because all adult humans are size 5. So he is going to have a total of 8 health and pain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to have a speed of size plus strength plus dexterity. So all you do is add up the arrows, very easy. 3 and 3 and 5 is 11. Equally for encumbrance, 5 and 3 and 3 is also 11. He's going to have a notoriety of 0 because he's an unknown at this stage. This is very much a starter character. He's level 1 and he's never really experienced the Lost Lands before. His initiative is going to be 8. That is the combination of willpower and wits. So 8 is a pretty strong score, especially for a level 1 character. Finally, we have defense, and this one's the exception, which is why the arrow looks different. It's the lowest of wits and dexterity, meaning it's 3. So now I'm going to move on to his equipment, and I'm going to give him the Magnus pistol. Now the Magnus pistol is unique to the Garcia clan. It has an encumbrance of 2, and a damage of 5, and a kill of 6. He's also going to have the specialty explosive rounds. So this is a specialty that is unique to his clan, and is only compatible with the Magnus pistol. But he gets a limited number of 10 explosive rounds. And he can use those whenever he likes. They don't count as encumbrance, but they actually have a damage threshold of 1 and a kill threshold of 2. So they are extremely powerful. And given that you could fire 3 in a single turn, they can do a lot of damage in principle. They only have an AoE of 1, so it's a very small explosion. So you'll see that there are a number of other sections that I'm actually going to be leaving blank on this character. First of all, triggers and terror. So as you fight the Anonassi, you gradually learn more about this foe and you realise just how terrifying they are. And as you encounter them and you encounter the brutality and the horrifying tactics which they resort to, you'll build up triggers. You can actually start with a single trigger if you choose, and you'll gain a trophy as a result. I'll cover trophies in a second. But I'm not going to start Diego with that, because that implies experience, which I don't think this character has at this point. The trophies are only obtainable if you already have a trigger as well. So the trophies offer you the opportunity to avoid certain effects from some situations when normally you might be terrified. These usually come from events in game, and they're very qualitative, so the GM can decide whether they apply or not. For example, you may gain a trigger of being worried about someone being possessed by one of the Anonassi. In the third time period, there are ethereals who wander around and possess Chosen and turn them on each other. And you may be terrified of you or your friends being possessed when you first discover about this, and that might be added to your triggers. Equally, maybe you have a trophy which is a brute's tooth, because when a brute charged you, you're able to take it down with your Magnus pistol and your explosive rounds, which meant that it died before it reached you. So from now on, you're not scared of being charged by a brute because you know you can defeat them. Triggers, as they're gained, give you certain mechanical disadvantages, and trophies, as I said, can give you these mechanical advantages. Certainly willpower is a very important stat in this game, but just having a high willpower is certainly not a guarantee of success. So that brings us to the end of character creation. I'm sure you'll agree that was fairly quick and easy. All of the definitions for the skills and the attributes are included in the core rulebook and also in the quick start guide. So I'd encourage you to check that out if you'd like to know more about it. The quick start guide also includes some rules about triggers and trophies that should give you an idea of how this game is played. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, then please let us know. I'll be more than happy to answer them.